Thank you so much, Kimberly Fletcher from Moms for America, for joining us and stopping. I know you work on the road. Thanks for carving out some time.
Absolutely. AMEC's one of my favorite places.
Well, thank you.
I'm a lifetime member, by the way. I would just like you to know that.
I did not pay her to say that. I'm just going to say that. So tell us about your organization. It seems that moms have always been concerned. The mama bear comes out in mothers when they feel their children are being threatened. And there's so many threats coming towards children. More and more each day seems that coincided over the last 3 years with the change in the presidency. It just seems that way to me. But what are you fighting for?
Well, I'll tell you, it feels like we're fighting everything right now.
It's hard to narrow it down,
I know.
isn't it?
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and it feels like we're fighting radioactive fireflies. And I got this little plastic fly swatter. But we're having wins, and there are a lot of battles that we're fighting. Everything from what's happening with our food supply to what's happening in our schools. I mean, everything is affecting us as parents. And I think moms just... Maybe we, our eyes glassed over when people talked about economy and what that's all about. But when we started to have to choose between a gallon of milk and a gallon of gas, we're like, wait a second, I know what that means. Now we're going to the store, and eggs in 1 week went from like $1.25 to $5. I mean, people are really struggling, and moms are the ones who recognize this because we're the ones that go and get the groceries. So everything is impacting us. And then, of course, we're deeply concerned about our children and what's happening in the schools, and that they're coming home confused about what gender they are. That's absurd. And so we're kind of fighting all of those battles, but we're doing it on a principle based, and we're also engaging in legislation and policy.
So Moms for America is a nationwide organization. Do you have chapters set up? Are you working with volunteer advocates? You're fanning out across the country.
Yeah, we have over 500,000 moms in our network. We're in all 50 states. We don't do chapters as normal people would think of those. We have groups. They're autonomous groups, Moms for America groups all over the country, and affiliates that wear their own name. The only difference is a Moms for America group wears the Moms for America brand, but they have to have a local name that goes with it. Okay. So it's like, Florida Moms for America or a county Moms for America. So they're everywhere. And then you can see we really are everywhere, but we're addressing this on the local and state level to have a national impact.
Do you have core issues? Do people bring the issues to you, or does your organization have a specific set of issues that you're zeroing in on?
We have both. So we started a policy center. It's called the Kitchen Table.
And wonderful.
The Kitchen Table for all these different issues. But really, it's the moms who are bringing these issues to us. And we hear, you wouldn't believe the stories that we hear. I mean, there are moms who will literally contact us while CPS is on their front door wanting to investigate their home for not accepting their children's or affirming their children's pronouns. And it's crazy. And then we have found out a lot of things about what's happening in the schools, even more than what people think. Whatever you think is happening in the schools, times it by 100 and you're close. What our children are being bombarded with every day is just inhumane. It's abusive. And we're not accepting of this. And so we address those issues a lot, but we do it on a relational level. Most of the teachers and school board members, they don't agree with this either. But they've been bullied and intimidated, and we've just been dismissed. And so we have some legislation that we have put forth, the FCC standard bill. If you can't show it on TV and you can't air it on the radio, can't have it in the classroom. Pretty simple, right? So Texas passed it, Virginia passed it, Louisiana passed it, 12 other states are working on it right now so that we can protect our children and give mothers, teachers, and the school board members a way to fight back against what's really coming from the unions and the far left push on our country.
Absolutely. Now, you'd mentioned that you're working on policy, you're getting legislation passed. Are you procuring any candidates from these groups across the country?
Oh, yeah. So we have a lot of moms who are running. I can tell you just last year, in the last 2 years, we won city council, school board, and congressional seats it was 47 states. We flipped 47. I'm sorry, I got to get the numbers right. We flipped 47 school boards in 27 states. And of the 85 endorsements, 71 won their seats. So it's making a difference. And I keep telling everybody, moms are just looking for an opportunity to have somebody they can trust. If they know that we've done the work and they can count on the fact that we share their values, then they'll trust what we're saying. But we want to give moms the opportunity to choose for themselves, have the information. So we have nonpartisan voter guides. Here are the candidates, here where they stand on the issues. You vote your conscience. This is what the left doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to know who these people people are. They just want you to, keep pushing a party, but we don't push party politics. We say, look at the people, not the party, and focus on principle, not politics. Moms get that, and then they can go out and get engaged.
Well, it's great messaging. I mean, and it's not just messaging. I don't mean to classify it that way, but it's a real easy thing to grasp.
It is.
You're not pushing a specific agenda. You're asking people to vote their morals. You're asking them to vote their values. And everyone shares the same values in terms of taking care of our children.
Well, that's the problem, is that we win. If you're just basing it on what people believe and having the opportunity to vote what they believe because they have the information, we win.
Right.
So that's really the battle that we have right now, is we need more and more people to understand. I mean, the vast majority of conservative women of faith aren't voting. Most of them aren't even registered to vote.
Why not? Why is that?
So they tell us 3 reasons. They say, I don't do politics. Politics don't affect me, and my husband votes. So without, going, what? We need to go, wait, who are they? Well, these are moms, largely conservative Christian women of faith. So they are, they're like, I don't do politics because look what politics has become. Nobody wants to do that. We spend all day teaching our children not to behave that way. Why would we voluntarily engage in it? So we teach them the difference between civic responsibility and politics. And then they're like, oh, well, I do that. Well, that's voting. And then they don't vote because their husbands vote. That's because they allocate that responsibility to their husbands. I'm running a whole entire nation within my house. I don't have time to do that, So we tell them, 2 people are going out to vote against you on every election.
Right.
How's that working for you? They only got 1 vote. So it's working. And the whole idea of when they say politics don't affect me, that's because the people in the political world do not talk to moms. They talk at them, beneath them, around them, over them. But if they talk to them, then they would talk about the things moms care about. And all moms care about the same 3 things: the safety and protection of their children, a good education, and opportunities for their children to succeed. All 3 of those things have been taken away from us, and that's why moms are rising up and standing strong and saying, we are not going to allow this. We're going to protect our children.
So are you finding that these moms who previously didn't vote and kind of felt they were above politics are engaging in the political process?
Yeah, you saw it in 2021 in Virginia when Governor Youngkin was elected. He was an okay candidate, but he was down in the polls. People weren't really moms weren't paying attention to that. They were all supporting Winsome Sears. And then all of a sudden, Terry McAuliffe says, they're not your kids. And he says, oh, yes, they are. And moms went, what? And they pivoted over and said, wait, who's this guy? If they find people that they can believe in, that they know are going to champion their cause, then they're going to leap on that. And the same thing happened in Florida in 2022. Of course they're going to go out and flood for DeSantis because he championed moms that whole entire time in Florida. And we're so grateful he's staying there to continue to champion us.
If people wanted to learn more about your organization, where would they go?
Moms4America.us. Everything's there. We have a great podcast. Every program is on there, and we'd welcome you at Moms4America.us.
Is that where people would go to start a group?
Yes,
And your groups, you said they can be local, they could be county level,
Yes.
Can be drilled down to even smaller communities?
Or a neighborhood, absolutely. And we have cottage meetings everywhere. Cottage meetings, that's our core signature program. It's like Tupperware for Liberty. We're promoting the principles and values of liberty through inspiring stories, examples moms can relate to that resonate with them. And they can do this in their home. Just invite friends and neighbors in. We also provide them online so they can join live across the country.
That's
or they
great.
can download ones that we've already recorded at their leisure. So they're able to learn what America's really about, the true story of America, what our rights are, where they come from, how to effectively exercise them, why is America so unique and worth fighting for, and they get excited and passionate and engaged.
That's great. Tell us that website one more time.
It is moms4america.us.
Wonderful. Kimberly, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Keep up the great work you're doing with Moms for America.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
We'll be right back here at AMAC's Better for America podcast live from CPAC 2024.